Hey Ari, so today is Sunday, right? So yesterday I just finished editing and putting up my second vlog, and you see I'm right in front of the house. It's almost the afternoon, almost 12 o'clock, and you can see I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt because it's kind of hot, right? But I'm gonna be heading off, getting a haircut because my haircut's getting a little bit too long. And after I was vlogging yesterday and editing, I realized how unruly my hair was, especially the back of it. And so just to try something new, normally I get my hair cut kind of like a bowl cut-ish type of shape. I'm gonna try something like a little bit different this time. So I'm gonna try to get like a shorter haircut, I guess. Maybe I've never had an undercut before or something, so I guess I'll give that a shot. Try something a little bit shorter. So we'll see. I'm about to head off right now, but you can see Shushu is right behind me over there, of course. So I think we might head off to somewhere else after, maybe like Guitar Center or something. Do you want to go head off to Guitar Center with me after, or do you want to just go somewhere else or go back home or what? Okay. But yeah, I need to go get my hair cut, everything of that sort. And so I'll go ahead and start leaving right now. But here we go, haircut time. All right, so here we are, finally at the haircut place, right? So it's called Sunny's Clips, right? So let's see if you can see it from this angle. But that's the name of the haircut place that I've been going for the last couple of years. How long have I been going there now? For the last, I think 3 years or so, right? Obviously, I have a new haircut place once I go to Ningbo, right? But this is where I'm going to go get my haircut. So again, just like I was saying earlier, I'll probably end up getting something different this time, because I always end up getting kind of a bowl cut thing. But as you can see, right, and I didn't know this until I saw the last vlog, the back of my hair is a little bit too crazy. It's a little bit too thick. So I really need to go get it shortened out. And I might as well try something pretty different. So I'll try an undercut, something a little bit shorter this time. So let's see how that's gonna end. All right, Ari, so here we are, we're back home. Just got back home, right? So now I'm gonna go eat some lunch, gotta make some food. But here, what do you think of my haircut, right? I don't think I've ever had my hair cut quite like this. I'm literally almost bald at the sides. My hair, here, let me see if I can get to better. There we go, the lighting's better, right? So take a look at the sides, right? See if you can get a little bit behind. But this is my haircut. I've never had it to where I'm almost bald, pretty much, at the sides and everything, right? This is the first time I've tried a haircut like this. Might as well try, right? Before work, so work is gonna be first day on August 19th, right? August 19th is when teachers have to get back in Ningbo. And then the 28th is when school starts for the students too, so that's when everybody gets back. So might as well try something fresh, something new, because when I was vlogging yesterday in the last video, you saw how atrocious my hair was, especially in the back. I think this fresh cut, it's all right, but I think it won't really start to look good until it grows in a little bit more, probably in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So maybe 3 weeks or a month from now. that's when it's going to start to grow in and look pretty good, because you can see it looks a little bit a little bit bald at the sides, but it's okay. Anyways, I'm going to go and make some dinner, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now. All right, so I'm chopping up some green onion right now, right? So this is straight, fresh from the backyard, right? So I'm gonna be making a bowl of noodles right now. So this is the green onion from the backyard. And a quick little secret, a couple of cooking secrets, in order to make the cooking process easier, is gonna be as follows, right? So obviously you wanna have a sharp knife, right? Makes everything easier, right? And safer. But at the same time, the green onion, you can see I have quite a bit to cut, right? So just a quick little kitchen hack. If you just cut the green onion, right, in a couple smaller sections, like so, then you stack it all together evenly, like right here, you'll have less to cut, right? Because now it's a lot shorter, right? Take a look, it's a lot shorter. So whereas green onion was originally that long, it'll take you a lot longer to cut it. So if it's this short, it's going to be a lot easier, right? And also another cool thing, almost all my kitchen knives I use a Chinese cleaver, right? And the reason is because it's really versatile for a lot of different things. You'll see as I'm making the noodles why. But one of the reasons is, unlike a regular knife, because you see how wide and big the knife is, scoop everything up pretty easily, right? And put it right where I want to put it, right? In this case, this bowl. Again, with the cleaver, makes it easy for me to grab everything at once. Also, another cool kitchen hack is as follows. So if you take a look, right, this cutting board kind of slides around everywhere, right? Here's the thing. You grab a cloth, right? You get it? You put it right under. It still slides if you push it around a little bit, but it's much, much harder, right? And especially if you wet the cloth under a sink and you wring out the water, then it's really gonna have a hard time moving. Another cool kitchen hack, I have a piece of garlic right here, right? And so you'll see a lot of people, they'll try to get specific or special garlic tools in order to try to mince some garlic, right? And it also takes a while to get the skin off. Some people will microwave the garlic for maybe like 15 seconds, 10 seconds in order to make it easy to get the skin off, right? Some people will crush it under the cutting board. But again, the reason why I really love using this big Chinese cleaver is because watch, for a couple of reasons, right? Specifically for garlic. Take a look. So if I lightly tap it a couple times, the skin comes right off. But then what about mincing the garlic, right? So if you want to mince the garlic, you just cut it in half once, and then right when you put it in half once, you lay it at the top right here, so it's facing upwards, right? Then I'm gonna hold these garlic pieces so they don't fly everywhere. But what you're gonna do, side of the cleaver, right? You literally just smash it down, right? And then if you slide off, look at that. Perfectly minced garlic pieces, super quick. And once more, perfectly minced little garlic pieces. Okay, so pretty cool cooking technique in order to make your meat taste a lot better, right? In this case, I have beef flank, I think. So I chopped up a little bit of beef flank. So right here, it's gonna be the following. So of course you gotta season it, right? So right here, and lightly salt it just a little bit. Just put a little bit of salt, not too much, right? And then right when you put a little bit of salt in, I'm just gonna season it very, very simple. I got some garlic powder, just a little bit of garlic powder. Of course, a little bit of onion powder. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. But here's the next secret. If you want the meat to be very tender, all you need to do is put a little of baking soda. Not too much, but the baking soda causes it to tenderize very, very, very nicely. So let's see if I can get a little bit of baking soda inside. Here's the baking soda, right? You can see it's not very much, just a little bit. I'm gonna pour it right into the meat right there. But there is one last piece to the puzzle. And I got right here a little bit of cornstarch, right? And so you don't need to use very much of it. If you just grab just a little bit of cornstarch, right? Ooh, that's a little bit too much. Oops. Just grab a little bit of cornstarch, right? And you pour it into the meat. That's gonna make the meat taste a lot better. In fact, here's why. Because the cornstarch, what you're doing is something called velveting. And velveting, it's going to coat the meat in kind of like a layer, and that prevents the moisture from being sucked out. So, when you eat the meat, there's a lot more flavor, and there's also a lot more juice, right, preserved inside of it. Makes it taste a lot better. So, last step then is just turn on the water. You don't need very much, just a little bit, right? You don't want to put very much at all. And then after that, let's try a bit more. There we go. That's literally all you need. Of course, right? Now you gotta mix all this together. Mix it really well until all the water is basically sucked up by the meat. Well, you don't have any water really left around the meat, of course. There you have it, right? Now the meat is ready to go. All right, let's finish chopping up the rest of the stuff. All right, cool. So right here, I have the bowl. Of course, you see the pepper, the garlic, and the green onion I just chopped in, right? And this is gonna serve as the main bowl. So where I'm gonna put my noodles and everything in here, right? But we're still not done because of course we gotta season it, right? And of course we gotta start with some good old salt, right? So remember, when you put salt in food, it's better to put too little than too much, because the thing is we can always add more, we can't remove it, right? So I'm purposely putting less than I need, right? And then the next thing I'm gonna put is actually some fish sauce, right? Usually I get a different brand, right? But this is all I have left, right? And fish sauce, the reason I add it is because it adds a great savory or umami flavor to the noodles. Careful not to add too much though, because if you add way too much, it's gonna be overpowering. It's gonna be pretty stinky, right? If you just put a little bit, it's gonna add a nice savory flavor, right? And here we go. Next thing we need to do, onion powder. Garlic powder. Black pepper. And then lastly, for color and a little bit of flavor, but mainly for the color, I like putting some paprika. So here we go. Here we go. The bowl where all our flavorings are is almost done. Let's get this done. So, bowl of beef, right? Raw beef. Let's go ahead and stir fry it really quick to have that prepared. So we just finished making the beef, right? So as you can see right here, here's the beef. It looks great, it smells great too. But here's the deal, right? We still got this pot that we just used. You can see it still has a little bit of residual stuff and oil in there. But rather than just throwing it in the sink, what we're gonna do is that we're actually still going to use it, right? So we don't need to wash it. That kills two birds with one stone. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna very lightly oil it, because it already mainly has a lot of oil inside, so we just need a tiny little bit, just to coat it a little, right? Now, let's go and turn on the fire. And since this pot is still pretty hot, I just turn on the fire again, we got these tomatoes I sliced up, remember? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna throw it, all these tomatoes aside. I'm not sure if the microphone can pick it up, but it's actually sizzling already. Coat everything in the oil. Right? And now, we need to get our lid. Cover the tomatoes on this lid. Reduce the heat down to maybe about like a, just shy of medium. Now we gotta wait. Now we just gotta wait maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes until this becomes a delicious paste. And why do I make this paste, right? Why am I just going to stir fry tomatoes into the paste? Well, the reason is because we're going to pour that paste into here, and that tomato paste that we make from our for our noodles, it's gonna make the noodles taste great. It's gonna add a lot of savory flavor, a lot of umami flavor to the noodles when we decide to pour it right into this bowl right here. All right, so now we got the tomato pretty much done, right? So you can see it's basically like paste at this point, right? All the solid chunks have pretty much turned into a paste. Now let's go ahead and transfer all this into that bowl where the tomatoes were originally in. All right, so here we go. As you can see, now we got our fresh made stir-fried tomato paste, right? So let's go ahead and put it right where all the other stuff is. Right over here, right? And now we got this remaining bowl, the one that we cooked our beef in and our tomato paste in, but we're still not done using it because the last thing that we need to do is we gotta heat up some oil pretty hot. This time we're gonna put quite a bit more, right? Not getting too insane, but we do need to put enough, and you'll see why in just a bit. In the meantime, let's go ahead and heat up some water. Gotta boil some water in this kettle right here. The oil is now roaring hot. It's going to turn off the fire. Take off the lid. You can see even a little bit of smoke is coming out. But why do I have this hot oil? Because all the seasonings and the aromatics and all the stuff that we put in here, we're going to pour the oil into here. Just take a look at this. That is hot. And just so, all the hot oil gets to everything, especially all the spices so that they're not buried underneath. Let's move everything around so that everything is cooked in that oil. Now, what you're gonna see is everything that we prepared is pretty much ready, right? So we got the noodles, right? And so I made these yesterday, right? And all I gotta do is pour them in once everything's finished. We have our stir-fried beef. We got our tomato paste. We got the bok choy cut up and washed. And of course, we got the star of the show, all of our aromatics. All we're waiting for now is just boiling water. Water is just about to finish boiling, so let's go ahead and start putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. So, you got right here, tomato paste. Let's go and pour that right into there. Then, we need to get all this bok choy, or let's say, we need to put it in here as well. So, you might be also wondering, actually, that is sure a lot of vegetables. You're right. First, vegetables are good for you. But then, here's the other thing. As soon as you put in the boiling water and blanch all these vegetables, they're going to shrink in size significantly. So watch. Here we got the water boiling. Let's go ahead and turn that off. That's going to be ready. Now, with our water, all we got to do is just pour everything into here. I just spilled a little bit of water on the counter, but that's okay. Okay, so let's make sure all the vegetable is in the water so it cooks. Make sure we blanch these veggies. And with the noodles, it's going to be really simple. You're just going to grab your noodles, put them right into the bowl. Make sure we poke everything around a bit. And remember, all the good stuff, the spices and seasonings and everything, is at the bottom of the bowl. So let's go ahead and stir everything together. Make sure everything's well mixed. Here's our noodles mixed up. And the last thing that we need to do, let's go ahead and add a little bit of beef. Voila, we're finished. Now, my favorite part of all this, which of course is the eating. So let's see how it is. Really savory, so it's super good. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, eat some lunch, Ari, take a break, and then I think later I might head off to Guitar Center just to noodle around on, get it? Noodle around on some guitars later. So I'll see you then. Okay, Ari, so taking that break, finished eating, everything of that sort. So I'm about to head off to Guitar Center, just gotta get my shoes on, and I'm about to head out. But while I was taking a break and watching the vlog from yesterday, the one I made, I just realized I keep saying a random filler word, like a random filler word, and you might have realized it by now if you watched the vlog, the one where I went to the park with Suzu. But I keep saying the word right at the end of a lot of my sentences. So now that I'm really aware of it, I realize, okay, I'm trying to actively not say the word right. I think it's because this vlogging stuff is still pretty new to me. And besides just being new to me, I feel a little bit, I guess, nervous, maybe a little bit unnatural so far with all this stuff. So I think, again, just like I told you, as time goes on, I think it's gonna get better and my speech will become more natural, everything of that sort. But I'm gonna try to make a active mental note to not keep saying the word right at the end of all my sentences. But anyways, it's time to head off, drive over to Guitar Center, and before that, man, it looks so strange, this haircut. I'm literally like basically almost bald at the side and the back of my head. But like I said earlier in the video, give it like maybe 3 weeks, a month, and then this haircut will look pretty good, pretty normal. Anyways, it's time to head off to Guitar Center, and I'll see you there. All right, so we're here at Guitar Center, and I'm about to go in, and actually on the main street here in Dallas, it's right behind me is 75, right? So that's the main, I did again, said right again. I'll try to be more mindful of that. But this is 75 right behind me. And now we're at Guitar Center. I'm not sure if you can see the sign, but right there is Guitar Center. So let's go ahead and go inside and noodle around a bit. All right, so I'm here inside a Guitar Center. You probably can hear some noise in the background. I hear, there's a bass player playing right next to me, so you might be able to hear that pretty good. But I have this guitar. It's a Telecaster hooked right up to me. I haven't really actually practiced in like, almost half a year now. So I'm kind of rusty. But I think I still got a few chops in me, so let's see what I got. I'm gonna get the microphone, hook it up to the amp, and hopefully during editing you can hear the guitar playing pretty well. So I got this tuned up, let's see what it can do. I'm gonna put All right, so we just left Guitar Center, just finished playing around there. So now it's actually lightly drizzling. So about to get home. I need to get inside the car, get home, and do everything that I'm gonna do, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna inside the car. See ya. All right, so we just got back home, and as you can see, I switched my shirt that I'm wearing because the Hawaiian shirt was getting a little bit sweaty. It's hot outside today, but it does look like it's gonna rain pretty soon because I'm not sure if you can see behind me. It's kind of cloudy, right? Uh-oh, I did it again. It said I'll get it. I'll correct it, I promise. But you can see it's pretty cloudy right behind me. So, but anyways, I'm gonna spend the rest of today just relaxing, chilling out until it's time to go to sleep. But I think that's gonna be good for today. So, till then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.